So I'm here at Leadership Summit. Is something that the North Dakota district, or North Dakota Youth Ministry District, puts together for youth pastors in the state of North Dakota just to get together and have a time of fellowship. They also have sessions where we're going to just grow in our ministries, and I wanted to I guess do like mini interviews with some of the youth pastors in our state and just ask them the question of what's the most challenging aspect of youth ministry to them. And I wanted to show that no one youth ministry is like another, that the pastors, just like any church that you go to, won't be the same as another one. Some of the pastors that I interview are bivocational, some are full-time, some are volunteer, and they each have their own struggles. They each deal with different things, and out of all these pastors that I interviewed, none of them said the same thing. They all said different things, and so that's the question that I asked them, and so here they are with answering the question of what's the most challenging thing of youth ministry.
Okay. Hey, I'm Pastor Kenneth Curtis here. I'm the youth pastor at Jamestown First Assembly of God, and when it comes to the most difficult aspect of youth ministry, when I think about it in my eyes, it's working with students that come from a non-church or non-spiritual household, and you've got students who receive so many great things from youth group. They go home, or camp even. They go home, and they've got all the trials and troubles that are just dragging them down, and it's like 10 times harder. And so working with those students, it's crushing to work with those students, and so it's a really difficult thing about getting them to that place of spiritual growth and depth where they can sustain and hold on to that spiritual fervor and vigor.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
I would say the most challenging aspect of youth ministry is trying to get students involved and engaged with the ministry. Usually it just feels like they are wanting to be there because someone else is there or isn't there, or that's why they're not going to go. And it's basically, if something's crazy busy in life, it's always youth and church that gets dropped first. So just getting them engaged and staying engaged and involved is the most challenging part.
That's good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
My name is Seth. I'm the youth pastor at Minot First. The question is, what is the most difficult thing with youth ministry? And I think it's a great question, and I think there's a lot of answers. I don't think that there's one that's like better than the others. I was racking my brain about it. I think the thing that has challenged me more consistently than most anything else is trying to communicate with students as well as parents. Students are easy to communicate for me, they're easy to connect with, and parents can be, but at a different level and a different element, and trying to bridge that so we don't create a two-facedness kind of within ourselves. I know I have a tendency to want to please parents, but then want to be real with students, and sometimes being real with students frustrates parents, and so that I think has been the most challenging thing. I think it's been the most growing thing for me as well, but trying to navigate that is, in my opinion, the biggest thing.
Dakota. And I just think the hardest thing for me right now in ministry, I work part-time at the church, 25 to 30 hours a week, and then I also have another part-time job too. So the biggest challenge that I can think of right now is just juggling all the different things I have to do, and I struggle with sometimes just feeling like, man, I don't feel like I can give my best in every area at the same time. And so with youth or worship or now young adults and then my other part-time job, it just is a struggle at times to feel like you can give it your best in every area at the same time. So
I think I would say that one of the most challenging things for me is sometimes focusing on outward appearances and because of that, then having moments of discouragement, moments of frustration. Are we making any progress here at all? One week, a good turnout. The next week, hardly anybody shows up. Having students who seem to be making growth in their relationship with Christ, and then it seems like they take some steps backward, and just kind of that internal battle of discouragement sometimes is probably one of the biggest challenges for me. But I feel like in that the Lord has been teaching me a lot, and just reminding me that really at the essence of all of this, that I need to enjoy my relationship with Christ. I need to get close to Him and just let ministry flow out of that I don't have to be controlling everybody in every circumstance, but I can serve the Lord with gladness and just leave the results to Him. So that's what I have to share.
What's the toughest challenge in youth ministry?
Toughest challenge in youth ministry? In my experience, I would say maybe I think the quickly changing culture, and just kind of being able to keep up with what students are interested in, and what students are passionate about, and kind of partnering with that and maybe harnessing that.
It's been a couple days since I've filmed the original footage for this video here, and right now I'm stitching the video together back at home. But I just want to put in this final, if you want to say, observance of watching this video, is that although we are all dealing with the same demographic of people, which is those like high schoolers to middle schoolers in that area there, although we're dealing with them, none of these youth pastors that we interviewed here, none of them said the same thing. They were each facing different challenges. And each of these youth pastors, they come from different backgrounds, and they're pastoring in different churches. And because of that, each of their ministries looks a little bit different, even though they're dealing with the same group of people there. Some are based in bigger towns, some are in rural towns. Some of these pastors are bivocational, some are full-time, and through it all you can see that in youth ministry different challenges happen. And I think another aspect to think about too is that some of these youth pastors have only been in youth ministry for a couple years, and some of them have been in youth ministry for many years. And so that walk of life that they're experiencing, those that have been in it longer have probably already experienced it earlier and understand how to handle it. But those who are new to youth ministry, and it's their first time dealing with it, it's like learning how to swim. They're figuring out how to get through it, how to do it in a godly manner. And so to me that was just interesting watching that. But I just want to thank the guys who graciously allowed me to put a camera in their face and answer this question, in the hopes that this will maybe let you, if you are interested in going into youth ministry, or if you are just curious what youth ministry, kind of the behind the scenes challenges might be, hopefully this has helped you in that way. Anyways, I hope all of you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a blessed day today, and that you do everything in your power to live this day the way the Lord wants you to live it. Thank you.